I just finished rewatching a video on Louis Rossman's channel. Two of them. I stumbled onto them again because they came up in my suggested list. About a lady in Rochester, New York, and him both having to put up with the fact that Apple fucking lies to you about everything about your computer, cell phone, everything. If it won't power on, there's no way to recover your photos. Which, of course, is obviously a lie. These are solid-state memory devices, just like a thumb drive. It doesn't require power to store the information in most cases. And you don't have to get permission from Mindfure Ops System to gain access to your data. There isn't even a technical or legal reason. It's literally just spite. Someone telling you specifically how to recover your data yourself in the user forums in Apple's own user forums, which is the only place you can get help, because Apple Corporation will not assist you in any way, shape, or form. Again, not even for any reason that's financially, legally, or ethically, or computationally, or technically correct. Just flat-out sadism. We can't recover your photos. No one can. And if you tell people how to recover it, they ban you for inappropriate commentary. Now, the Canadian mainstream news actually talks about this because I guess Cupertino, California's former occupant or Apple isn't so important to them. But let's get a couple of things straight. How did Apple start? It started in a garage with a couple of people with a bunch of blank chunks of wood and a router, making a circuit board, in one case using wire wrap, solder, and other, to make a computer that would be, by our standards, cute, but not useful. And then made it able to do something as enormously powerful and useful as having a boot disk with a full GUI on it, to where ease of use was mandatory. BASIC is a language you type on a screen, and it's supposed to be intuitive. This thing literally made it to where you had symbolic communications with the WIMP interface. Windows, icons, mouse, and pointer. You had it on boot up long before Microsoft Corporation could figure out even how to make DOS unnecessary anymore. This company was a useful, innovative company. It was a necessary evil, just like Microsoft Corporation was a necessary evil. It's not anymore. Even Microsoft Corporation has gone on to a subscription-based system almost, a lot like video games, because the fact is that they really can't improve the operating system any more than they have. All they can do is find ways to fuck it up. I'd also like to point out a frustration on my channel I'll be doing a video on, because I have to have something to do, telling you how to turn the current extremely slow, bogged down YouTube interface back to the old version. Why? Because it gives you nothing in return for costing more computational processes and functions on your computer. It literally slows your computer down and makes it harder to load even one YouTube page. So much so that Firefox, even when stripped of all bullshit, still screams, "Oh my God, I can't load this page." Why is this happening? Why is Microsoft Corporation still a bloated ball of bullshit when a 5 megabyte version of Windows 9X, 98 Millennium and Windows 2000 and Windows 95 and MS-DOS, 5 megabytes, was the equivalent to that one floppy OS Mac came out with, and then they went backwards and turned it into the shit fest we deal with now? Why do you put up with this? Don't. All you have to do is, this is really simple. This is your protest move. If you want to buy Apple products, I don't recommend them at all because of this. Because they will literally leave you hanging by the neck until dead, when it's trivial to just stop lying. If you're curious how to deal with a water-damaged laptop, immediately take it out of the water and look up how to dismantle it fully. I'm not shitting you. Correctly, without having to desolder anything, and get all the water out by hitting it with a compressed air canister or an air compressor. Blow as much water out as you can and put it in a warm room and let it dehydrate. They never tell you to do that. They just tell you, oh, we'll buy another one, because all they want is fucking money. They're a low-value product. So here's how you do it. Because Apple Care won't fix shit, all you have to do to get their attention en masse is pick a particular date. I'm saying you should pick the anniversary of the birth of Apple Corporation, and everybody cancel Apple Care. And when they ask why, and everybody refused to do it, and if it asks you, if it has the audacity to ask you, type out, "You lied to us about data recovery," and then make them for the next entire period of time they've been lying, which is, I'm going to say, the entire time they've existed. Not really. They used to tell you how to do data recovery very easily in the past. Now they lie about it. But for, let's say, a punishment period of 2 years, Apple, on their first page, for a full page, says, "We publicly admit to lying to our customers about data recovery because we're greedy fucks." Those words. Unless they don't do it, nobody buys Apple Care, nobody buys any upgrade costs. You're better off in most cases to just buy another computer. Not because it'll be better, not because it'll last longer, but simply because it'll fuck over this corporation. You can load Apple OS on another computer that isn't Apple-based. You can technically get away with it. But I don't recommend using it. But I don't fucking care what you're going to interject. Stick it down below in the comment section below me. This company actively prevents you from getting your information back. Rule 1 with a computer. I'm sitting here. I can shake this. I can throw this across the street. The computer is not relevant. It's the fucking data. This is a $20 computer I've slapped together from parts from 3 other computers, and it's worth maybe 20 bucks. I'm able to do what I need to on it, but I just have a big-ass hard drive in it. And I have a bay over here where the CD-ROM drive DVD burner was that has a bay in it that I can unscrew and stick another hard drive in. Every month or so, I copy the hard drive verbatim over to it. Or I do a differential copy, actually. It's only my data. The computer's not relevant. Apple is not relevant. The computer isn't relevant. It's your information that's relevant. And until you make them, I'm not kidding, their only hope would be to publicly admit lying to and fucking over their customers. They have to use those words. We lied and we fucked our customers. Until they do that, nobody buy Apple Care anymore until they stop offering it. And when they ask why, every single chance you get, because you fuck over customers and lie to them. You want your computer to work? Learn how to take it apart and repair it. The first computers on the market were all tinkerers. Every computer was a tinker. Every single one was homemade. Even if you bought it brand new, you'd mod it immediately. The video card's crap, let's replace it. Oh, the motherboard's limited? It doesn't have PCI? We'll put a daughter board on and add a PCI bridge, because it is just a bridge. Oh, it's not fast enough? Okay, well, I'll use a super speed up chip adapter and put a higher speed chip on it with a big cooler. We would do these $5 solutions to make our computers run better. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask the user community. I'm especially aiming this at Apple users because they used to be badass. All the data recovery experts I learned from were Apple Care data recovery experts. Back with the toilet seat Mac laptop and that big dumb luggable multicolored iMac. What happened, Apple users? Did your balls fall off? I had to get help from Apple users because their operating system could read every file system. It just had to run a driver. I learned to do that on my computer. My computer can drop down to DOS mode, and I can read every file system, including Apple file system. Yes, I've done data recovery on Macs. I'm not happy to say so. I'm very ashamed to say I touched one. But they were begging because Apple said, fuck you. All you have to do is stop giving them money and make them obey you. IBM originally fucked over every user with DOS, the quick and dirty operating system that they bought from Microsoft Corporation for, and they were saying, oh, $200 per license. We licensed a single floppy disk. Microsoft put it out for 50 bucks and eventually 20 bucks for the pair with Windows 3.11 for workgroups, which I still have loaded on a thumb drive because, yes, you can make Windows 3.11 for workgroups, read a Windows 10 drive and get the data off of it without any trouble. The Linux file system adaptions always say, oh, I'm Linux, we have to be idealistic. Fuck Linux. Load Debian. Load an really old ISO Debian and then hack the shit out of it. Or just load a DOS prompt and read everything. It's amazingly how I have to go back in time to older software to get it to do things the newer software says I can't. Even Microsoft Corporation can't get away with this bullshit of saying, oh, you can't recover your data. Bullshit. Everybody knows they're bullshitting that way. Well, why do you Apple people take it? Stockholm Syndrome? I'm going to explain something to you. The reality distortion field around that guy, Steve Jobs, is dead along with him. He wasn't a messiah. It is not the promised land. It's a fucking piece of machinery. If a hammer doesn't work, you get another one. If your bank machine up the block says, I'm not giving you your card back, you should have permission to smash the shit out of it for refusing to give you the card back without reason. Or more appropriately, without telling you, this machine is out of order before you put your card in. Bank and Wells Fargo. Why do you program it not to put up the most relevant piece of information? Oh, that's right, it has to do advertisements and animations. And then it has the audacity to tell me when my birthday is, so everybody around me can figure out my birth date. Every company, every corporation ignores users, fucks them over, says give me money, and knows you'll go ahead and do it because you have Stockholm Syndrome. No, I won't repair your Mac. I will data recover it if you beg. And you have to publicly post, Apple fucked me over, and I had to get a PC DOS-based user to do the work because the Linux guy was too busy patting himself on the back. Yeah, I made somebody do that on a Facebook page about 2 weeks ago. If anybody's curious how I do make money once in a while, it's because of Apple users. A couple of weeks ago, I helped someone install Windows 7 on a Macintosh, and the Mac steadfastly refused to let them control the fans. They were stuck in the high-speed position, which is what I prefer. I'd rather deal with the noise and the thing not deliberately killing itself. Meanwhile, on my PC, it's doing the opposite. It won't turn the fucking fan on, so I have to rewire it today by soldering the wire. Because it's the only way to get the damn thing not to commit suicide. Deliberately shutting off the fans. Oh, it's quiet fan. It's quiet PC moment. No, you're trying to kill the chip by overheating it. What's its temperature right now? I'm in the shade. 118 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. I don't do Fahrenheit. I don't do Celsius. 108, 118, 106. I can read the temperatures. I can also rewire it to where the temperature sensor simply turns on the fan, and it doesn't have the ability to overrule it. Fuck the company that made it. Yeah, it's not just Macs. Sorry about this rant, but really, what is wrong with all of you? Oh, I know. Isn't that the meme where people say, you believe everything the government tells you, so you're a sheeple? Apple truther? This is why you have to have an atheist tell you that your religion's shit. This is why you need a PC user to tell you that Linux and Mac aren't perfect. And the company behind, at least Apple, should be told no. I'm one of those people who help make sure that you can steal operating systems by doing something simple. Make them work beyond the point where they want them to. No, you don't have to uninstall XP or Windows 7 if you don't want to. The shit will still work. Yes, I use a modified version of XP to do data recovery on PCs because it's funny. And when I get Windows 7 to let me do a thumb drive install, I'll use it instead because it has better tools. Right now I don't have to. I will later. Or I can just use the Windows 8 to-go kit. That's the only thing it came out with that doesn't suck. And yes, you have to turn off all their built-in tools because they're broken by definition. Where are all the Apple hackers? And why did you all turn in your balls? Thanks for watching. Have a good day.